Okay, welcome everybody to this evening's conference. I will be taking you through how to talk about money. So that is the conference for this evening by Le Cercle des Langues. So the conference is 25 minutes and we will have 5 minutes for a question and answer. So you are more than welcome to put your questions into the chat. And when we are done with the conference, you can ask your questions or you can make comments or you can tell me what you thought about this evening's conference. So, la conférence ce soir, c'est niveau A1 jusqu'à niveau A2. So we have level A1 to A2 and you will be sent the PDF after the conference. So, le PDF avec tout le vocabulaire sera envoyé après la conférence ce soir. So, let's begin. So, today we are going to look at 4 parts. We will look at basic vocabulary for money, asking about prices, so comment est-ce qu'on demande le prix. Number 3, making a budget. And number 4, discussing salaries and wages. So on va commencer. Remember that you can take notes. Vous pouvez prendre des notes si vous voulez. Et après, vous pouvez regarder le conférence pour savoir comment est-ce que ça marche avec le vocabulaire que vous avez pris. Alors, talking about money is always going to be important in any aspect of life. Therefore, when speaking in English, it is also important to know how to say everything related to prices and interests. This will help you to generate beneficial negotiations and agreements for you and others. So, juste à côté, on a le français, la traduction. So, parler d'argent sera toujours importante dans tous les aspects de la vie. Par conséquent, lorsque vous parlez en anglais, il est également important de savoir comment dire tout ce qui a rapport au prix et aux intérêts. Cela vous aidera à générer des négociations et des accords bénéfiques pour vous et pour les autres. So now we are going to look at basic vocabulary for money. We will review a lot of vocabulary so you can note down any new words. So when we talk about currency, we talk about devise. Currency is the money that every country uses for how they pay certain things and for the exchange rate. So ça, c'est le devise. Coins, c'est des pièces. Notes ou bills, c'est des billets. Withdrawal, c'est le retrait d'argent. Transfer, c'est le virement. Account, c'est votre compte. Mortgage, c'est hypothèque. Investment, investissement. Budget, budget. Invoice, facture. Receipt, c'est reçu. Loan, prêt. Savings account, c'est compte d'épargne. Deposit, c'est le dépôt. When we talk about income, c'est votre revenu. Mais faire attention because we can also use income for salaire. So we speak about your monthly income. It speaks about votre salaire. Your expense, c'est combien est-ce que vous dépensez. Your expenses. Profit, c'est profit. Loss, c'est perte. Tax, impôt. Net worth, c'est votre valeur nette. Interest, intérêt. Which of the following terms refers to an account where you can save money and earn interest over time? So, est-ce que vous pouvez mettre votre réponse ou vos réponses sur le chat? So, lequel des termes suivants fait référence à un compte sur lequel vous pouvez épargner de l'argent et percevoir des intérêts au fil du temps? So, is it A, is it B, or is it C? So, Raymond says B. D'accord, on va regarder après. Estelle, Léonie, qu'est-ce que vous pensez? Vous pouvez le mettre au chat. Damien, vous aussi. René, vous aussi. Alors, Estelle says B, it's a savings account. On va regarder les autres. Damien, he says B. Très bien. Léonie, qu'est-ce que vous pensez? Alors, on va regarder la réponse. So we will have a look at the response. And it is a savings account. So it is number B, and that is correct. So now that we have looked at all the vocabulary for when we talk about money, we are going to look at asking about prices. So when we ask about prices, tip 1, so tip c'est le conseil, so le conseil donné c'est use simple questions. Utilisez des questions simples. Keep your questions short and clear. For example, how much is this? How much, c'est le mot d'interrogation qu'on utilise pour d'argent. How much is this? Tip 2, conseil 2. Point and ask. If you are unsure about the name of an item, you can point to it and ask, how much is this? So for example, how much is this? Or how much is that? These questions are polite ways to inquire about the cost of items or services. For example, how much does this cost? What's the price of this? What is the price of this? So ça, c'est la contraction. How much is this? Could you tell me the price of this? How much do I owe you? How much is it? Owe is a verb, so O-W-E, c'est le verbe qui est exprimé combien est-ce que j'ai vous dois ou je te dois. How much do I owe you? Alors, so when we look at basic shopping vocabulary, excusez-moi, we look at either talking about cash, espèces, or a credit card, carte de crédit, a debit card, carte de débit, or a bank transfer, un virement bancaire. Or we can also talk about a mobile payment, paiement mobile. Par exemple, can I pay by credit card? Yes, of course. Is it debit or credit? So that is an example of a question. Can I pay by credit card? We also have a check, une chèque. If you look at the spelling, l'orthographe, c'est un peu différent. Ça, c'est check comme vérifier. And we use that spelling, l'orthographe, aux États-Unis. In English, for British English, it will be C-H-E-Q-U-E. Comme en français, mais sans l'accent. D'accord? Sans accent. En anglais, British English. We talk about an online payment. Paiement en ligne. A direct debit. Prélèvement automatique. Cryptocurrency. Crypto-monnaie. Or a gift card. Une carte cadeau. Par exemple, I have a gift card. Can I use it in this shop or can I use it in this store? Another question. You can put your answer in the chat. Which of the following terms refers to an automatic transfer of funds from your account to pay bills or make payments? So, lequel des termes suivants fait référence à un transfert automatique des fonds à partir de votre compte pour payer des factures ou effectuer des paiements? So, vous pouvez le mettre au chat. You can put it in the chat. And let's have a look. What do you think? So Raymond says A, direct debit. Très bien. Damian says A, it's a direct debit. Estelle, A as well. It is called a direct debit. We also call it, je vais mettre au chat pour vous, we also call it a debit order. A debit order. So on peut utiliser les deux. Leonie says A. Merci, Leonie. It is answer A. Next, we are going to look at making a budget. So when we are talking about making a budget, there are different vocabulary terms that we can use. For example, income, expenses, balance, cost, spending, saving, fixed expenses, variable expenses, budget, rent, utilities, groceries, debt, and your emergency fund. So these are the terms we will see when making a budget. So let's have a look. These are the most important steps to take into account when making a budget. So first thing, determine your income. Déterminez vos revenus. Number 2, list your expenses. Listez vos dépenses. Track your spending. So, suivez vos dépenses. So, through the month, you look at how much you are spending and where you are spending the money. And then, numéro 4, we set financial goals. Fixer des objectifs financiers. So these are 4 steps that you can use to start creating your budget. Number 5, you then create your budget. Okay? Number 6, you adjust your spending. So you look, where am I spending? How much am I spending? And can I change the amounts to bring my budget down? And then number 7, you build an emergency fund. Review and adjust your budget regularly. In fact, your financial situation and your goals may change over time. So it's important to review your budget regularly. Adjust it as needed to stay on track with your financial goals. Therefore, we recommend you use Google Sheets or Excel templates for budgeting. So before we look at that, let's just review how to make a budget. You determine your income. You list your expenses. You track your spending over a period of time. You set financial goals. You create your budget. You adjust your spending for the second time, and you build an emergency fund. If you want to do it in an easier and more interactive way, we recommend these apps to use on your smartphone. So you have an app called Spendy, you have Mint, you have YNAB, you need a budget, Pocket Guard, Good Budget, and Every Dollar. So you should find the application that works for you, that allows you to use it easily and works for what you need. So here is a budget example in business. So let's have a look. At the top, we have the title, Creating Business Budget. We have the green block with our income. We have we can say a beige block with the expenses, and the last orange block with our funds. We can see that we have sales Q1, sales Q2, how much did we make, our actual, how much did we budget, and our difference. We then have our total. We talk about how much did we pay for advertisements, so publicité, dues and loans, and then our rent. With the last, we can see our emergency fund and what is left. This is for business. So what do we use when we discuss salaries and wages? Discussing salaries and wages involves conversations about the compensation employees received for their work. So the money that the employees get for the work that they have completed. This topic covers various aspects, including base salary, salaire de base, hourly wage, salaire horaire, bonuses and incentives, so primes et incitateurs, benefits, so avantages, négociation, pay equity, équité salariale, and legal regulations, réglementation légale. So we will cover these topics in this section. So common questions that we ask, for example, when we are applying for a job, quand vous avez postulé pour une position, we say, what is the base salary for this position? How is the hourly wage determined? Are there any bonuses or incentives offered? What benefits are included in the compensation package? So as you can see, we have the difference between wage and salary. And it's important that we understand what the difference is, the difference between the two. So the essential difference between a salary and a wage is that a salaried person is paid a fixed amount per day period, and a wage earner is paid by the hour. So I will put the definition in the chat for you so that you can understand the difference. Okay? Let's continue. So then you want to know about what benefits are included in the compensation package. How often are the salary reviews conducted? What opportunities are there for salary increases? How is pay equity ensured within a company? And again, when we talk about pay equity, when we look at the definition of pay equity, we are talking about the concept of compensating employees who have similar job functions with compatibly equal pay, regardless of their gender, race, ethnicity, or other statuses. So we are looking at the pay equity. So I've also put that in the chat for you. Let's move on. So in conclusion, when we are talking about the vocabulary used for speaking about money, for talking about salaries, for talking about compensation, it's a very particular vocabulary. And you can have a look at the slides after the conference to take the vocabulary that will work for you. That is the most important thing. What works for me and how can I use it in my everyday life, whether I am budgeting or whether I am starting a new job or whether I am using the vocabulary in an English position, for example. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching this conference this evening. Do you have any questions or comments that you would like to make? You can unmute your microphones now if you would like to. Non, c'était tout clair pour vous? It was clear for everyone?
Yes, that's clear.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So as I said, you will be sent the conference via email so that you can revise the vocabulary and use the vocabulary that is useful for you. So thank you everyone for joining me for this evening's conference, and I will see you next week.
Okay. Goodbye.
Thank you everyone. Have a good weekend. Bye.